What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Never Learn podcast with me, your host and friend, hopefully, Naledi Manjuban. Thank you for joining me on that's not good for my knee, a very special episode, guys. I was thinking today that it has been I think it's been 2 months, but that's not true because I was looking today. And the last episode I posted, there you go. The last episode that I posted was the night one in Cary. And if I'm correct, I think that was in like the 20th of September or something like that. And the day today is the 12th of November. So it has been well over a month and a half even, of just recording and stuff like that. So we have so much to catch up on. So much. And lucky me, because I have the worst memory, I have put it all in my journal to remember. So before getting into anything, self-check-in moment. How are we feeling? How are you doing? I hope that you are well. I hope that you're happy. I hope that you are healthy. And I hope that you're taking care of yourself. I hope you had a fantastic day today. I hope you did something fun, something you enjoyed. And I just hope that you're doing well. Me, I'm okay. Okay. Before I get into the updates, I'm doing well. Life is okay. It's been a pretty decent day. It was snowing the other day, so that was new. But overall, I feel good. So yeah. That being said, welcome back. Welcome to this podcast. I feel like I need to reintroduce myself. Well, not that it really matters, but I feel like I need to be like, hey, this is me again, because it has been so long. And if I think about the reason why I haven't posted on the podcast, it's not that I don't want to, I'm not motivated. I just haven't. So, life updates. I guess let me emphasize on that. I just haven't posted. And it's just like, I guess because in the beginning, when I missed an episode, I would be like, oh my goodness, I need to post. But then missing an episode became a reoccurring thing. And now if I miss an episode, I'm like, whatever. But I mean, it's been 2 months and it's just this thing. It would have been different if I just missed episodes and I never thought about it ever again. I was like, well, I guess this has run its course, like goodbye, whatever. But it's just always been in the back of my mind of like, dang, like I missed the podcast. I'm like, I need to do the podcast. So I guess the constant of it like being in my head of like, oh, the podcast is like, it's still like I still want to do it. I've never not wanted to do it. Oh, I just saw something. I've never not wanted to do it. It's just that it became easier and easier to not do it. But here we are. Here I am. I made a choice. To be like, I'm going to sit down and record this episode. And I really want to. So here we are. That's basically the reason why I've been MIA for like 2 months, basically. And also life, guys, life gets in the way. I think it's been good to have this, it's not deliberate time away, but just this time away from the podcast, because at least now, kind of, I have something to say. I feel like sometimes when you record almost every week, whatever, it just becomes a bit like I live the most boring life, so it's like I have nothing to say. I'm just like jabbering over here. Anyway, that's that. None of that. We're back in business. The goal is to do 2 episodes a week and see what happens. Honestly, I'm just like, let's see what happens. So, life update, a big major one for me. And you guys, it's so crazy. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, we've been chatting this whole time, but you have no idea what's going on in my life. Which, I mean, you don't have to know, but the big one is I got a surgery done, hence why I'm sitting on the floor. I could have sat down on the chair, but then I'd have to elevate my leg, blah, 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 all that nonsense. So I got a surgery done. What's today? Wednesday. I got a surgery done almost a week ago now. It was last Thursday. So I'm like 6 days post surgery. And I got it done on my knee. So, long story short, because it's not an interesting story, I've been having knee issues for the longest time. It feels like, but general knee issues for, I'd say, year and a half. But that was mostly just patella tendonitis. Then I was in Cary and I was playing this tournament or whatever, and my knee just felt like different and significantly just like worse. And I was like, whatever, it's just this patella tendonitis. Like, I just need to rest, do my rehab and treatment. I'm gonna be fine. It just got worse and worse and worse. And then I went back to Cary with my teammate to play doubles with her, and we played doubles together. And that's when I was like, oh my goodness, this is not good. Like, this is not good. And I felt bad because I guess like she's the best and I want to show up as a good teammate. And like, even we were just like warming up, girl, when I tell you I could not move, it was a struggle bus. Like, I just couldn't move. I couldn't like do much. And that's when I was like, I need to address this issue because I feel it in my soul, in my bones, that this is more than patella tendonitis now. Anyway, my coach, I tell everyone, I tell my coach, like, I need a rest, whatever. I tell my coach, we get an MRI, patella tendonitis. There was like edema, like swelling in my knee, like fluid. And I was like, what? And then there was a little like tear in the meniscus. It was so small. And it's so funny because, anyway, that's not important, but there was a little tear. And usually they were like to me, usually people have tears in their meniscus and don't feel it. But I'm like, I have this tiny tear and it's causing me so much pain. So then I went through intensive rehab, physical therapy for like 4 weeks, just like 2 times a week, 3 times a week, seeing if that could help. It did help generally, but there was like that pinching feeling, and I was like, back to the doctor's office. I was like, surgery. Let's just get rid of the problem and cut out this little tear, whatever. So I got a surgery done, and that's what happened. So it's just a trim of the meniscus. I don't exactly know exactly what it was. I'm gonna go to my doctor's appointment next week, and he's gonna tell me what they did. But it's a not an invasive surgery. Obviously, it's just like a trim, a meniscectomy. So recovery time is like a month, and I feel fine. Honestly, wait, that's a lie. I don't feel fine. Obviously, it's different. It's such a weird. Obviously, I'm not going to get into it, but it's such a weird thing. Um, I don't know. It's like I was talking to one of my roommates yesterday. We briefly were saying like, you appreciate the little things and like easier things so much when you're hurt. For example, like she was deathly sick a couple weeks ago for like 5 days. She was sick, and it's kind of like this thing was like, oh, I can breathe through my nose. Like, what? I'm so grateful for that. So it's like those things. And now having the surgery, I guess I've never really had a big surgery, so I didn't know what to expect. But people were telling me like, you most likely are going to walk same day. I was like, oh, perfect. Like, this is not that bad. So, but then I come out of surgery, I'm like, I'm in so much pain. I literally can't walk. I have these crutches or whatever. So I'm not used to this kind of like pain and instability and like lack of control, because even just like quad control, and I don't know, I'm just really fascinated by what they did and how, obviously I know it's not invasive, it's like a little trim, but how, I don't know how specific and like to the detail the body is. Whereas I'm like questioning, why does my leg feel this way? Like, how is it like this? And there's nerve endings, obviously there's like nerve endings in the knee. There's so much going on there that the body does that I'm just not even aware of, obviously. And because it just made me really aware. Like I'm like relearning how to like bend down or like use my leg and activate my quad muscle and my hamstrings and my calf. And all of that is just like coming back and getting blood flow and, all of that through the knee and healing, and the nerve endings coming back together, and just having that mind brain to muscle connection is a little bit like it's lost. And it's such a weird thing because obviously when you're fine and you're not hurt, you don't think about it at all. But now having that briefly taken away from me, it's like, whoa, like the body is actually such an amazing thing. So that's my whole spiel about that. And also like yesterday I was doing like these mini squats, and I do all these rehab exercises, and I feel like I can feel my body like learn these movements again. Like I was doing like little squats, not even like, I don't want to call it a squat. I want to say it was like a bend. This bend, and I'm bending, and then I come up and I feel like everything, like these muscles activating, and I don't know what I'm like, this vibration in my leg and this warmth and just so much like happening. And I'm like, whoa, it's such a weird thing. Whereas my other leg, my left leg, is like, I'm just bending down. So it's pretty cool to, I've definitely had like a more appreciation for my body and how amazing it is. And even, I'm promised I'm going to be done after this, like thinking about nutrition. I think this whole process that made me rethink how I look at nutrition. I've obviously, as an athlete, mostly seen it as fuel, but most of the time I'm just like eating. I'm just eating to like to like survive. And now I'm like very conscious of like eating enough and giving my body enough nutrition and fuel to heal and to like for the tissue to grow again and for me to be healthy, like my bones, my muscles, and just everything. So I'm like, I'm eating, it's such a, I don't know, it's like really conscious eating. Like I'm eating kale. Not that I didn't eat kale before, but I'm just eating these meals, and I'm so hyper aware of like, this is going to be good for my body. Like eating this equals healing. And before, I never really obviously thought of it like that. Never really, obvious thought of it as fuel, but I don't know. So that's that. Yes. Okay. So it's been like 6 days. I'm briefly on crutches. I'm somewhat limping. That's why I'm sitting on the floor. Okay. Moving on. I'm just like, how do I recap a month and a half? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with what's been going on lately and what's been entertaining my life as of late. Number one, numero uno, Dancing with the Stars. Now, I watched Dancing with the Stars. Okay. I feel like this year or this season is the first season I've actually properly watched it. And because obviously when I think I'm at home, we don't have like TV at home. So I usually watch it on like YouTube TV or Disney Plus, both of which those accounts are not mine. So I feel very I feel very lucky. But I'm here, I'm like, I don't know, Dancing with the Stars has really become just a comfort show to watch. It's so entertaining. I love dance. And it's like a weekly thing. Like every week, every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock at night, I'm sitting down watching Dancing with the Stars. It's just the best thing ever. And I've just it's brought a lot of joy in my life. I've just really enjoyed it and watched it last night. And Andy obviously went home. Am I sad about it? Not necessarily. I've been on the Andy down train for very long. Great guy. Like, I feel like he's such a nice man, but come on now. We're on Dancing with the Stars. And I'm not going to go into it more than that, but I just really enjoyed watching Dancing with the Stars and I wanted to share. And there's only like 2 weeks left. And I was like, oh my God, like there's only 2 more weeks left of Dancing with the Stars. And then, yeah. Anyway, so that's that. And a little bit of a pivot. Wicked is coming out soon, 21st of November, I believe. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I didn't realize. It's honestly really just crept up on me because I remember finishing the last movie last year and being like, oh my gosh, I have to wait a whole year for the next one to come out. Here we are. And I'm so excited. I watched the special, the one night special, Wicked One Wonderful Night, and I was like, wow. Like, I love this show. Like, I love these movies. It's honestly, every time I hear For Good, I start to tear. Like, weird story. I was in the bathroom, and obviously there's no one else in the bathroom. I was in the bathroom, and I'm on my phone, obviously, and I'm watching this video, and I'm like, just those first lines ago, I've heard it said, people come into our lives for a reason, bring something we must learn. And it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's something, I don't know what it is, but it just like makes me really emotional all of a sudden. And I'm just really excited. I'm in this weird dilemma situation because my roommate and I, we share a lot of things in common, and I love that. And she was like, she wants to watch the movie here, and I was like, oh, that'll be so cool to watch it here. And I want to watch it with her, but also I want to experience it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's selfish, but I was like, it'll be cool to experience it with her. But this cinema in this place is not amazing, and I want to watch it with popcorn, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm probably maybe if I have money, maybe I'll see Wicked for Good with her. But I don't want to see. I don't know if she sees it alone and she's gonna be like, "Oh my word, it was so good." I'm like, "Don't say that." Like, I don't want any. Or I can wait, which is what I did last year. I think I can wait, go home, go to the movies over there, the cinema over there, and watch it with properly good popcorn, real popcorn, and decent prices. So I'm in a bit of a pickle regarding that, but I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Moving on. What else? Stranger Things. I'm kind of on a Stranger Things rewatch train. And this roommate and I, as I said, we have a lot of things in common. And we love Stranger Things, and that's coming out soon. And we are going to watch that together, obviously. Well, I don't even know because I'm having issues with my Netflix because I have no money. So I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna pay the Netflix in time for Stranger Things to come out, but we're having a bit of a Stranger Things rewatch. We just finished season one. We're watching season two. And it's been really fun. Like, it's so crazy to me. Oh my word! I forgot I had this chocolate milk. Anyway, it's been so crazy to me how long this show has been a part of my life, guys. When I tell you, I think I watched the season 4 finale. I can't remember if I was in Portugal or Macedonia. I think I was in Portugal, and that was like like 2 years ago. Not even like 4 years ago, or 3.5 years ago, maybe. It was a long time ago, and yeah, it's been a long time. And rewatching season one and seeing how little they were, I cannot get over how cute baby Millie Bobby Brown is. Oh my gosh. Her as 11 in season one is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Every time she came on screen, I was like, oh, she's so cute. Every single time. Every single time I'd comment on how cute she is. Yeah, and just all those kids. And it's great because we're the same age. Millie Bobby Brown and I, oh, I can't even think about it too hard. We're the same age. This girl has, in the 10-year span of the show, she got married. She has a baby. She's running like a multi-million-dollar like business, Florence, and is just like thriving in life. Honestly, good for her. I've never felt an ounce of like, I wish that were me. I'm just like, yes. But it's just so crazy. Like, she's doing that, and I'm just like here doing not nothing with my life. I'm just like, it's just crazy that we're the same age. We're the same age, but we're not the same. But it's just like, I remember watching the show for the first time. I think I remember so vividly. I was 11 years old. I was 11 years old. And I watched for the first time at one of my friends' birthday parties, and they put Stranger Things on, and it was the first episode. And I remember it was like, it was so scary. It was so scary. And then we were gonna do a sleepover. Then my mom didn't let me sleep over, and then obviously I just watched it by myself. Um, but yeah, I remember that's the first time I watched it when I was 11 years old. Guys, I'm 21 years old. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean 5 seasons, 10 years? Huh? But I'm super grateful. I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm just like not ready for it to end. And even thinking about like what my favorite seasons have been, and it's been so nice to rewatch, especially with someone who is as much of a fan as I am of like movies and shows and stuff, and just like breaking it down. Um, it's crazy. I just like think about like favorite seasons, favorite characters, whatever. And I think season 3 is the big one because I remember binging that in one day, bawling my eyes out. When I tell you, I've never cried so hard at a show. I was crying. And then season 4 was just so big and just so good. Obviously, least favorite season two. Like season two is such a blur for me. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. It's when Elle goes like super emo. And then season five, we'll see. I feel like it's going to be so big and so like, oh, I'm so excited. Okay, let me open this. So that's my Stranger Things spiel. Life is good. I guess still on the topic of movies, I wanted to do this together. Let me see if I have a pen. So I've had this goal for 2 years now, and I completed one of my goals. So one of the most disappointing things about me is that I never follow through with anything. At least I'm aware, and I'm trying to be better. But I always write down goals for the year, and I didn't forget, but I just never remind myself. And one of the goals that's always stuck in my head, and is one I have been so eager to accomplish because I know it's possible, is watch. Excuse me. Is to watch 100 movies in a year. Guys, I wish I could show you proof. So I've Letterboxd, shout out, and that's where I kind of log my movies. And I wanted to do this together on the podcast. So on the right, I don't know if it's your left, I have 2025 goals, and it's always 10, always 10. And I wanted to cross it out together. So number 6, watch 100 movies, complete. I think the next one that is pretty possible to do, some of them are really vague. So number 4 is go to New York. Guys, I can't even, this actually makes me so sad and depressed, but I was gonna go to New York. I guess it's kind of like, but we were gonna go to New York as a team to play a tournament there. And I was so excited. I was like, oh my word, that's one of my goals, is to go to New York. And obviously, instead of going to New York, I went to Cary to play doubles. Grateful experience. I feel like going to Cary definitely was needed, and I needed to go there. But everyone else was in New York. Well, I was grinding it out in Cary. Well, they weren't there for like holiday. They played a tournament, so they were also playing, but they were in New York. I was in Cary, North Carolina. Great place, by the way. I think that area of North Carolina is probably the nicest that I've been to or that I've seen. Sorry, you have to see that. Cary, Durham, Chapel Hill, like that area, Raleigh, so pretty, so nice. But yeah, so that is definitely like just out of the picture. But in a way, I'm kind of happy that that wasn't that wasn't like my experience of New York, because I want to go. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I want to go by myself. But I want to go and do what I want to do. So go to Broadway, watch a Broadway show, go to Radio City Hall, maybe see like the SNL studio, whatever, and just like do all the New York things that I love so much. Watch the US Open, do all these things. You know what I mean? So a part of me is like, oh, but then a part of me is like, yeah, that's not really the experience I would have wanted. So yeah. The others, 3.5 GPA, that is still possible. Run a half marathon is not in the question anymore. Get to 450 episodes. That's still possible if I really lock in a bit, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure on that. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. It makes me feel somewhat accomplished. Okay, moving on. What else are we talking about? Tennis season. So obviously, my whole tennis season basically was me going to Cary, North Carolina, and obviously I got injured. So, but then we went to our yearly trip to Coastal Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Obviously, I didn't play, and then they also went to Elon. And then there was regionals. I didn't play. So very short-lived fall season for me, tennis-wise. But in a way, I think it was needed. I'm going to get back to this because I've had this this weird thing regarding how I feel about like my tennis and my tennis career and what I want in the future. But it's a whole thing, and I do not want to get into it now. There's so much more interesting things to talk about. So I'm gonna move right along. I don't know if you know, but I started learning piano. I got a keyboard, learning piano. Um, my first song that I learned obviously was Happy Birthday, and then also I See the Light from Tangled. I can kind of play. It's not good, but I can kind of play it. So that's been really fun and exciting. I haven't played piano, I want to say, in like 2 weeks, a week and a half now. So I really want to get into that again and just practice every day, especially because of like my knee or whatever. And I'm still learning the guitar, still going strong on the guitar. Love that. I've been writing a lot of poetry. Wait, should I read you a poem? Oh, wait, but this is okay. Let me read the one on my phone because I love poetry. And I've been kind of forcing myself to write more. I have this little book. This is like my little poetry book. And I write some in there, and then I wrote one in here 2 days ago, I think. It's so bad. Okay, I'm gonna read because the polished one is on my phone, kind of. So I'm gonna read you. Okay, let me read you the raw and then read you the polished. Best of both worlds. But I've been really enjoying writing poetry. It's been really fun. I mean, I've always liked it. And you could go to episodes like long time ago. I wrote, wait, oh, here it is. Long time ago, I, a long time ago, I had this episode called Poetry is Cool. And that was the first time I can vividly remember putting myself out, putting myself out there in a different way. And then I have this poem about the sun, one of my favorite poems I've ever written in my life. It's in my old journal. So, okay, let me read this poem. Okay, I need to like polish this up properly, but this is the one in my book. Let me read the one in my book. So, no name, obviously. Okay, to be or not to be, Hamlet says. Who ought I to be, if not me? To be loved, to be cared for. I want to love. I want to care more. Yet I invite suffering. Is this what I deserve? Love is free, not something you earn. I'm naive. So much to learn. Life has so much to offer, but I sit still and burn. Put an end to my misery. I need a cure. The cure, what could it be? The gift that is free, it is mine to find. Love is patient and love is kind. Mm. I'll read it again. I still am yet to decide what this is about. It's very broad. Like there's no like center like theme, but it's really broad. And my ongoing names are human nature, love is patient, love is kind, to be, because love is patient, love is kind comes from 1 Corinthians 14 or 4 something, whatever. And it's one of my favorite verses in the Bible. So I'll read it one more time in case you didn't catch me there. But I like it. And I feel, in a way, I feel like I've written this before. Because I was going through my phone the other day, and sometimes I take photos of poems on my phone, in my journals, and there was something in the similar of this. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. One more time. To be or not to be, Hamlet says. I don't even know if it's Hamlet. Let me actually fact check that because I'm just like, I think I've seen Hamlet once. Sorry, let me fact check it. To be or, oh my gosh, it's Shakespeare. Wait, is Shakespeare right? Okay, it is. It is Hamlet. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. To be or not to be, Hamlet says. Who ought I to be, if not me? To be loved, to be cared for. I want to love. I want to care more. Yet I invite suffering. Is this what I deserve? Love is free, not something to earn. I'm naive. I have so much to learn. I'm naive. So much to learn. Life has so much to offer, but I sit still and burn. Put an end to my misery. I need a cure. The cure, what could it be? The gift that is free, it is mine to find. Love is patient and love is kind. Basically alluding to the answer is love. Love conquers all, they say, whatever. But I guess there is some biblical root to this, and I don't want to like offend anyone or make anyone uncomfortable, but I am, you know, a Christian and I believe in God, and it's a big part of my life and who I am. Honestly, I don't want to just say it's something. It's just like it's so important to me, and when I look at some of these words, there's so much like biblical little pieces in it. For example, like love is free, not something you earn. For example, like the Lord's love is not something I earn; it's free. Like God's love is free, and Jesus died on the cross for us, and it's right there for us to like. You don't have to earn His love, His acceptance, or whatever. And I say like, I need a cure. Like, what could it be? Like, what you know what I mean? And I say the gift that is free, it is mine to find. So obviously, I have to like do something about it. And then the answer being, love is patient, love is kind. Guys, okay, not to gas myself, but so it just needs a bit of polishing. I have it on my phone. I'm just so lazy to do it. Okay, let me read you one more. I love this, guys. I miss this. I miss this so much. Okay, next. So I write a bunch of like rubbish. Yeah, I kind of forced one of them the other day, and I didn't like it that much, but whatever. It's just so messy. Okay, yeah, this is kind of messy. But I was in my anatomy class, so bored. I was like, ugh, I need to like occupy my brain. And I can read you this one. I don't know if I've read this one, but and it was just okay. This poem's too messy. I'm not gonna read that. But I have this poem called Perspective. Maybe you guys know it, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Okay, Perspective. Look how cute this little book is. Okay, Perspective. Wear my glasses, stupid it may seem. A different POV, see what I see. Wear my shoes, walk in my steps. You may learn a thing or two. See why I've wept. Feel why I've wept. Yeah, I've got a lot of like choices there. But that was that. It's a little cute one about perspective of like, wear my glasses, stupid as my see. Stupid, can I not read? Wear my glasses, stupid it may seem. A different POV, see what I see. Perspective. Wear my shoes, walk in my steps. You may learn a thing or two, see why I've wept. For why I've wept. I can't decide yet, but it's just like a perspective thing of like, this is why I'm the way I am. There was one. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna read this one, then I'll be done. Then I'll be done with my poetry segment. I kind of like this one. Have I read this one? It's called. Wait, I don't even know what it's called. What I see, what you see, and I see me. Oh, that could be the name. Okay. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Pumple invasions, I need your persuasion. Mirror, mirror, is this all? Oh, mirror, mirror, oh, hear my plea. Only you who sees me in all my glee. Mirror, mirror, are you there? My only friend who needs them. Well, that's kind of like a up in the air. I don't know if I should add that, but I like that one. It's a little like cheeky, whatever. The last one is called Yearn. Okay. All my fears tend to disappear. I swear that is a lyric in a song because it was like ringing in my head. I was like, this sounds awfully familiar. Whatever. All my fears tend to disappear when I think of you, my dear. I know we haven't met, and yet I can't get you out of my head. Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on. Next. I will be going home soon. So, as I said, the date, it's the 12th of November. I am leaving back home on the 5th of December, which now, let's check, is looking kind of soon. Like, what? Let's see. So the 12th, it's like 1, 2, basically in like 3 weeks. 3 weeks before I go home. And it's gonna be summer, guys. I cannot tell you, I cannot express. It's a weird thing because I don't know if I'm more excited to go home or more excited to leave here. Does that make sense? Like I like this place and it's good, but I feel like I've been here for so long. Not even just Boone, but like America. I feel like I've been here for so long. And in a way, it's started to feel like home. Like I'm here most of the time out of the year. So I don't know. I'm just like, I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to see my family. I want to live my life. Because I've always viewed being here as like just me going away for a bit and then I come back home. And then I go away for a bit and then I come back home. I've never viewed me coming here and me being like, okay, I'm here. This is my life now. And then I visit home. It makes sense. I go home. Like I live my life at home, which is very uneventful. But I'm excited to go home, see my family. It's gonna be summer. It's gonna be hot. We'll be going to the beach. A lot of my family is gonna come to us in George, and I'm gonna watch movies, guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm so excited. So yeah. I also, so I think I'm traveling Charlotte, London, and I've never been to London Heathrow before. I've never been. I know it's just the airport, but I've never been. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm gonna be in Heathrow, 9 hour layover. Great. I mean, obviously not great but I can explore the airport. I've never been in London Heathrow, so that's really fun and exciting. And then I go London, I think Joburg, and then Joburg George. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I don't know, not everyone's like this, but I personally really like to travel there. I don't know what it is, and especially if it's, traveling to go on holiday or traveling to go on like relax. It's just you're on the plane, like, and it's so ideal for me. I'm luckily blessed in the sense that I can sleep almost anywhere. So I'm sleeping on the plane, and I also love movies and TV shows. I'm watching all these movies and TV shows. I'm eating mid decent food. You know what I mean? And I'm just like chilling, and I'm going home, and I'm resting. It's just like the ideal thing for me. Whereas if I'm coming back from home to here, it's less relaxing. Obviously, it's still like, but you're coming back to go to school, earn a degree, and to like play competitive tennis or sports or whatever. So I love going home. It's always the best thing for me. It's like I feel the best. I love it so much, actually. It's actually kind of weird how much I like it. But yeah, I'm excited to see everyone. The last time I was at home was in January, like the 3rd of January, I think, was the last time I was at home. Yo, it's been a while because then I played the spring season, went to Malibu, whatever, and then I was here. So I'm excited. Moving right along. I feel like I'm really jumping topics here, but this is important. I've started doing therapy again. Woo! Yes, therapy. Well, I don't even want to like call it therapy. I'm more of, I guess it is therapy, but like talking to someone like a psychologist. So we have, shout out this university, Appalachian State University. The resources are unbelievable in this place. I'm just going to plug Upstate really fast. Unbelievable, beautiful college town. And even just being in this tennis program, and not even just as like an athlete, but also as a student, resources here are unbelievable. So we are really lucky to have a sports psychologist. We only had one, but now we have two. And we have a counseling center as well, and they're just always there to help. And it's free. So I don't even know what sorry, my bum is really hurting. So if I make some weird faces, that's why. I don't even know how, well, I know how this came about. It was, I don't know, I can't remember. Maybe I journaled about it, but hold on 2 seconds. I need to get my timeline correct. In October. Yeah. Yeah. Basically in like October, late September, I was really going through it. I feel like every single full semester, I'm going through it. I don't know what it is. Even if I look back to last year, I was going through it. But this one felt a bit different in the sense that it was, I don't even know, I can't remember what exactly was bugging me a little bit. I think I was feeling a lot of weird pressure, most of it coming from me, and inadvertently me thinking that other people putting pressure on me. But there was zero pressure coming from other people. But going into the season, like I have this one of my teammates who's really good, and we were going to play together. And I hate that tennis is like taken over my life and how I feel, but it's a big part of my life. So I kind of have to accept that that's going to happen sometimes. Um, and I was just going through it. Like I wasn't maybe playing my best. I'm hurt. I'm overwhelmed with schoolwork. I was just really, I think that's the word, really overwhelmed. And I didn't know what to do with that feeling. And my issue is sometimes I internalize a lot. Like I go through things and I just let it linger and stay instead of like, oh, I'm going through this thing, maybe talking to someone saying, hey, this is what's happening. This is how I feel, like help, whatever. Um, and it was just a lot. Like I didn't know, it was a lot. And I would like find myself walking, crying, not like bawling my eyes out. When I say crying, I'm like tearing, watery eyes, you know? And it was just a lot. And I was like, I remember even like before coming, like very early on in the semester, I was like, I need to set up a meeting with someone just to have someone to talk to. And there was this other thing going on, but this was like the main thing happening. And I set up with this our wonderful sports psychologist and met with her, and I was like, and on the phone it was just like, what do you want out of me in this, whatever? And I was like, I just need to talk to someone, I think. And I kind of just like vented to her and just like said all this stuff, and she was just kind of like getting getting it all. And a part of me feels bad because no, in like, I know it's their job, but this has got nothing to do with them. But that's their job, is to help and to help me and maybe provide me with resources to, navigate life a bit better, whatever. So I've been meeting with her, and it's been really helpful to just have someone to talk to. And you might think like in those moments you lean on your friends and your teammates and just people that you love, and not to be like dark or like down, but I'll be honest, like I don't have like many friends. And I feel like the only friends I really have at this university is like my teammates. And even then, we don't like hang out of tennis as much. And I might think, well, why don't you? I want to, but I'm just like a shell of a person. And I'm like, I'm so afraid of like not being liked, just being honest. So I'm just like always, I'm alone a lot of the time. And also, I don't want, like, I just don't feel comfortable like sharing everything about my life with just like people. Not saying that they're random people, but I just didn't feel comfortable. And I needed to talk to someone who probably doesn't really know me. Like, this is like, we're meeting, not for the first time, but, they don't really know me. So I just felt more comfortable in that way. And so it's been really helpful. I've spoken to a couple of times and given me like kind of things to work through, to write about and navigate, and just like goals and strategies, which is really helpful and insightful. And just having someone to talk to where it's like, I'm not hiding anything about like my life. Like I'm telling her, this is exactly how I feel about this thing. Like why, for example, actually, wait, no, I don't know if I should say that, but there's this thing that's bugging me about how I feel about a certain situation. And I'm going to talk to her about it as well, because I don't like feeling this way, because it's about a certain like person, and it's not a negative thing. If anything, it's like a selfish thing. And I love this person so much that I hate that I feel this way about them, or how I feel with if that makes sense. So it's like, that's also something I want to learn to navigate. It's like, this person's doing this thing and it's affecting me, but I don't want to, because genuinely I want what's best for this person. But because, I don't know, it's a whole thing. But it's been really helpful to just have that resource and just person to talk to, guys. I highly encourage. Mental health is no joke. I'm so serious. It is no joke. And taking care of your mental health as well as physical health and spiritual health is emotional health is so important, and you should not, please do not let it get to a point where it's like breaking point. Because I think that's what happens to me sometimes. You feel like, or I feel like I can do it on my own. Like I've made it this far by myself. Like, you know what I mean? But it gets to a point where it's just a lot. And it's not, I know people say it's like, oh, you're weak if you're whatever, whatever. But if you want to take care of yourself, there's like professionals who literally study and learn about these things and tools to help you help mental health and whatever you're going through. So I'm just like, I would, you know, the thing people say, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, but it's your worst enemy. So like, what are you saying? um, but like, I never want anyone to feel like a certain way where they can't seek help. And that's my thing. It's like when people come to me and say, you can talk to me about anything, whatever you need, I'm here, like whatever. I truly appreciate that sentiment and you putting that out there. But I don't know if it's just me, and maybe I'll get to a point in my life where it's not like this anymore, but I just don't feel comfortable about, like, say friends knowing that kind of things about me. You know, and that might be my issue with that level of intimacy and vulnerability within friendships and stuff like that. Maybe that's something I need to kind of work through of like, wait, why? Like, why don't you want, are you scared that I'm just not going to like you anymore? And I don't know what, that's probably what it is, but I don't know what it is. And it's like a level of intimacy that I'm just not comfortable with in like relationships like that, which is so interesting to me because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not open book at all. Like, I don't say anything, I don't say much. And I just like, my thing is like, people tell me, you're so quiet. Like, why you don't say anything? I'm like, I have nothing to say. Genuinely, like when people are talking, having conversation, sometimes, and you know, if you're one of the quiet ones, I see you, girl. I see you. We're the same. I'm kidding. We're not the same, but I see you. If you're like, what am I saying? If you're like, people are like, you don't say anything. It's so quiet. I'm like, sometimes like, what do you want me to say? Sometimes I have a thought, but I just obviously I won't share that thought because there's no need for me to share that thought. But then there's sometimes in places where it's like you have a thought, you say it because you're so comfortable, whatever. But for me, it's always like I have a thought, but there's something blocking and say I'm not going to say it because. But then also sometimes I'm like, I have zero value to add to this conversation, so I'm not going to say anything. Like sometimes that's the honest truth, and people are like, "Oh, you're so quiet." I'm like, what do you want me to say? Like, I've got nothing to say, got nothing to add. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. But I highly encourage even if you feel like I didn't reach like my breaking point. I was like close and I got the help that I needed. Um, but if you even feel it a little bit, like even talking to someone being like, I just don't feel like they can help you, you know, and so that you don't have to wait until it gets really bad and then you're like in crisis mode. Which I almost got to crisis mode. I was like frozen. Like I didn't know what to do with my life. Oh no, okay. With myself. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, so mental health is important. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Okay, moving on. What else we have? I kind of touched on relationships. Well, there's actually really nothing to add. Like I'm not in a relationship, so what am I gonna say? Friendships, not really much to add. That's kind of like a sore subject for me because yeah. Anyway, let me not even entertain it a bit. Okay, let's talk about this. So this will probably be the last thing I talk about, and then I'm gonna leave you because I feel like I've been talking for so long. Okay, so I wrote this. Okay, so I have my to-do list. Let's actually cross out my to-do list together. Where is this pen? Here we go. So I have this to-do list. Excuse me. So physical therapy at 2, finished. Lift at 3, complete. Treatment, did not do that. Record pod episode, currently doing. And then dinner today. Oh, dinner today is chicken, kale, sweet potato. I'm thinking of doing like a bake, but also I'm so lazy. We'll see. And then I wrote this thing to journal because I've been having Oh, guys. Okay. So going back to the tennis, what was it? I have this note called questioning life choices because I have been kind of moving through life a little bit like aimless, directionless, I don't know, but just not having a sense of direction has been the main thing. And I wrote here, as like, I got a weird feeling today. Mm, okay. Because I was listening to this podcast episode the other day about the path of life and what path you're on. And okay, I got a weird feeling today, and I said I've been thinking about the path that I'm on with my life. Because when I think about tennis and um, blah, 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 I'm like, do I want that? Oh, I'm like, I want that. Okay, so basically, I saw someone do something, I'm like, ooh, I want that. I want to be good tennis wise. And then I thought to myself, but do I really, or do I really want the attention or praise that comes with it? I don't know. And then I said, I don't know where I said this or thought about it, wrote it down, but I said that something inside me, I truly feel something inside me is yearning and is desperate for something else. I don't know what it is. And I said somewhere, I said, I really believe, now this is kind of like, whoa, what? I said, I really, I really believe that I was meant or born to perform in whatever form, who knows? But it's a really intense feeling. And today I felt like I was struck with this feeling of discomfort of where I was, my path. I don't know. I said it's low key kind of scary just having this life altering thought epiphany. And I was like, even thinking, I just need to put myself out there and whatever happens, happens, and was supposed to happen, made to happen. Essentially, I'm having a weird moment with this tennis thing. And this is the one thing I spoke about in one of my to my friend, and just this thing that I've been thinking about. So being in Kerry and being in that high level competition, I was like, oh, this is cool. But I felt so, I won't say it crushed me, but I felt so like basically like not good enough. I was like, I was playing my one match and I was like, the level of these girls is so different. And I'm just not there. And it kind of crushed my spirit a little bit, but it also really motivated me to want to be there. But then a part of me was like kind of sad because in my head, I'm like, basically going to this conversation I had with my friend, I was like, I don't know if, because I've always wanted to play pro. I've always wanted to go pro. Like that's always been the goal for me. But then I think back to my head, I'm like, was it really? Or is it something that I'm expected to do? You know, having expectations from my coaches, from my parents or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, everyone expects me to go pro. Like I've been playing this sport my whole life. Like I can't just like stop. And I had this thought of like, I don't know if I want that anymore. Like, I don't know if I mean, I love tennis. Like, I can truly say, like, I love tennis, but I don't know how much I love it. Do I love it enough to go pro, sacrifice so much, and just like have a lot happen? Because it is a lot. And it's kind of the thing of like, which journey are you going to choose? Because either way, it's going to be hard. Like life is hard. Like that's just what it is. But I was like, I don't know if I like tennis that much to go pro and to play on that high level and to deal with that amount of like, obviously there's going to be really high highs, lows. Like, I don't know if I like it that much. And am I good enough to be there? Whatever. Um, excuse me. And that was kind of like scary because it's like, oh, wait, this whole thing that I've really striven, is that a word? This whole thing that I've strived for my whole life, that's been like this goal, is kind of being shaken a little bit. Like it was a firm foundation, but now it's a bit shaky. Like I don't know anymore. Or do I like the idea of being in that world? Do I like the idea of being pro, having all these people cheering you on, being like some of like the best in the world, like playing these great tournaments, traveling these amazing places, working with these brands, meeting so many cool people? Do I like that part of it? Or do I like the playing, the competing, the head to head of like really playing? And I was like, I don't know, because I love tennis. I love tennis, you know, and even being in Malibu this summer, like sharing that knowledge and like coaching people like I was like, oh my gosh, I love this sport. Like I truly like it, but I don't know if I like it to that level, if that makes sense. Like I will play it recreationally, like, you know. And I don't know, it's something I'm really struggling with because either way, like it's kind of like I think this one episode of Mindset Mentor was like life is hard, like it's hard, but you get to choose your hard. You know what I mean? So am I gonna not give up on this dream, but pivot and go that way and face all the challenges and whatever comes with pivoting? Or am I going to stick on this tennis train and face that? Like, either way, both are hard. Like, if you want to do something to a level of, like, I guess, excellence, like, it's going to be hard. Like, you're going to have these ups and downs. So it's like, which hard are you going to choose? And that comes back to me of, like, what do I want, you know? And I don't know. Like, I love tennis. I know, I feel like deep down, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stick with it. But then it's also a question of, like, but am I robbing myself out of this other thing that I could pursue? Now, mind you, I had no idea what this other thing is. It's just, like I said, I was like, I feel this, maybe it's like a fantasy, maybe it's just meant to be a hobby. Like when I think about my obsession and just like passion for movies and TV shows and just art in general and like writing poetry, learning these instruments, I like this passion for it. It's like, is it just a hobby? Or is it something I can like do something with? You know, and I don't feel like pressured in any way. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, why is life hard? Ugh, someone tell me. But that's kind of what I've been battling with. And, you know, I have a lot of goals and dreams, and a lot of them don't really align to tennis. But before they did, but now it's a little bit like 50-50, where it used to be like tennis was like 80 and whatever else was like 20. Um, but yeah, that's kind of like where my head is at a little bit. But I'm gonna keep pushing. I need to pray about it. You know, that's what I need to do. I need to pray about it. I haven't sat down and prayed about it and talked to the Lord about it because it's like, it's, it's not up to me. He's in control, and wherever he wants me, I will go. So I need to pray about it basically. But yeah, that's me. That's me. So I'm just kind of like here. But I said earlier that I was feeling kind of like directionless. I don't know. How do I say this word? Direction, having a lack of direction in certain thing. And my therapist basically was like, challenged me to write some goals down. So I have some goals for the 2020, for next season. And I'm going to read them to you. Okay. So I feel like this is going to obviously grow, but I have learn engagement party theme from La La Land on the piano, learn This Town by Niall Horan on the guitar, play tennis knee pain free for the first week of practice, write down 3 goals for practice, build confidence, develop and grow my game style, practice gratitude daily, run a half marathon, win 80% of doubles matches, win 70% of singles matches, improve my conditioning and fitness and agility, go to the gym 3 times a week, 1 spin class in that week, read 3 books, watch 15 movies, win the conference tournament, achieve a 3.5 GPA, call my family weekly, and write 10 poems. And then obviously, like, the classic bucket list is at the back. Okay, guys, I think I might cut this episode because my bum is really hurting and I'm starving. I'm so hungry. But yeah, that's me. That's where I'm at with my life. At this moment in time, it's one day at a time. I really cannot think about what my future looks like. I'm a junior now in university, so I have a bit of time, but not a lot. My one friend, she's a senior, which is wild. And she's about to go out in the big world and live her life. And that's gonna be me soon. Like, what? I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like, am I gonna stay here in the US? Am I gonna go back home? Like, I have this weird fantasy. Not even a fantasy, but this goal. It's like, I want to do a road trip along the coast from Cape Town to East London. And yeah, I just want to like do that. Like, why not do it and just like explore places? But yeah, we'll see how this goes. One day at a time. Let's not stress too much. It's life, and we're dancing through. It's just life, and we're dancing through. Shout out Johnny Bailey, sexiest man alive. Love to see it. Dancing through life. Okay, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. I'm gonna leave you right there. What's the plan for tonight? I believe I have some homework. I'm kind of lacking on my homework, so I have some homework to do. I've been watching the Great British Bake Off or baking show on Netflix, which has been such a fun watch. I love it so much. I've also been sleeping in the living room because I cannot get on my bunk bed. Yeah, I can't get on the bunk bed of the bed. So I've been sleeping in the living room. It's been pretty nice. And then I'm gonna make my food. Oh, I don't know. I'm so lazy. It's not even funny. Yeah, I'm gonna make my food. I make my food. It'll be like a chicken pasta kale. I'm not gonna do a bake anymore. Chicken pasta kale and some sweet potato. Good little whole round meal. Okay, I'm gonna love and leave you. Not much of an outro. If you want to follow, actually no, let me do an outro. You can follow the Instagram at Never Alone Podcast. On Instagram, I post all things podcast related over there. Guys, I feel like I've been on 80 follows for my whole life. So, so tell your friends' friends, and their family friends and children and friends about the podcast. I promise it's not going to get as depot and deep and dark as this. We're going to have some fun episodes as well. So this will just be like, excuse me, introducing myself. Um, Introducing myself once again. I don't even think I properly introduced myself. Sorry. Hi. I'm Naledi. I'm 21 years old. My favorite color is yellow, but my other favorite color is forest green. I go to Upstate University. I'm South African. That's home. And I play tennis. So that's that. My favorite animal is a giraffe. What's my favorite song? I don't know. Okay, let me think about my current favorite song. My current favorite song that I've been playing on repeat. Okay, besides For Good on Wicked. Also, I was listening to Avenue Q. Looking good, but it's kind of like, whoa. Okay. What's on repeat music wise? Level Out by Chelsea Jordan. If you don't know, now you know. I'm telling you, this girl, she's kind of like gives me Olivia Dean vibes. Now I know Olivia Dean is my number one. I love Olivia Dean, but I remember a time where she wasn't as huge as she is now. So I'm hopping on that Chelsea Jordan train before she gets big. I mean, she's already big, but before she goes bigger and even higher. Miss Olivia Dean, I'm obsessed with you. I need to meet you. Anyway, y'all Level Out Chelsea Jordan. Also, this other artist, Diana Silvers, came out with a new album. So good. It's giving Lizzie McAlpine vibes. But yeah, I've kind of just been listening to that. And then I've been listening to a lot of blues. Some Dominic Fike has been kind of on repeat lately. But yeah, that's my song of the day, song of the episode, Level Out, Chelsea Jordan. Get to know. Okay, that's all I'll say. Ooh, I'm trying to watch a movie tonight. I think I'm gonna watch The Devil Wears Prada, I think. Oh, and I also need to watch Frankenstein. It's been everywhere on my Instagram. So, yeah, I mean, now that I've reached my 100 movies goal, I'm just like, the world is my oyster. I can do whatever I want. I think next year I'm going to go for 150. You know what I mean? It's so possible. Like, it's so possible. And you might think, like, what is this weird obsession and fascination with movies? Guys, I don't know. I just love movies. I love watching movies. I watched Corpse Bride in my other class the other day. Obsessed with the music. I was listening to the whole theme and the score, and I was like, wow. And even we had this Hunger Games watch party, guys. When I tell you I'm listening to if I don't know what to listen to, I'm listening to Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 soundtrack, theme, score. The whole thing. Shout out James Newton Howard. So good. Unbelievable. So I've been kind of obsessed with movie scores as well. Rue's Farewell. Oh my goodness. Stunning. I just love music, and I'm just so fascinated by art and like how it like impacts us. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm love and leave you. Follow the Instagram, follow this podcast. Exciting things coming. I have this big thing planned, and it's been in planning for months. But because I kind of went away for a little bit, obviously took a bit of a pause, but I'm excited to get back on track. Okay, I'll see you later in the week. Bye.